Fishing has always been more than a hobby on my ranch. It's a way of life. The lake behind my cabin, tucked into a private cove, is a sanctuary I've nurtured for years. Over the decades, I've stocked it with bass, catfish, and trout, maintained the banks, and even planted water lilies and reeds to support the wildlife. It was peaceful, until Karen and her HOA decided to interfere. It started with a bright orange notice taped to my gate one morning, a $500 fine for unauthorized fishing. Apparently, the HOA had claimed jurisdiction over the lake and insisted that only residents could fish there, as if they owned it. I laughed at first, thinking it was some sort of joke, but the note was official-looking, complete with a fine and threats of legal action. I drove straight to their office to confront Karen, who was perched on her usual chair like a queen surveying her kingdom. "This lake is private property," I said firmly. "My grandfather fished here, I fished here, and I own the land around it. You can't issue fines for fishing on my own lake." Karen rolled her eyes. "Community vote? Public access rights? You're ignoring HOA rules." Couldn't help but smirk. "Rules? My property. My land. My lake. I think you've got that backwards." She huffed, scribbled a few more words on her clipboard, and called me stubborn. I nodded politely and walked out. That was the push I needed. I went to the county recorder's office and finalized the purchase of the surrounding wetlands, giving me full legal authority over the entire lake. Not just the shore, but the water itself. It was now completely private, with legal documents to back it up. Next, I posted large, official-looking signs at every trailhead and access point. Private property, no trespassing, residents not welcome. I also installed a gate on the main access road and set up cameras to catch anyone attempting to sneak in. Within days, the HOA realized the problem. Their $500 fines were worthless, and any attempts to fish or enter the lake would be trespassing on my land. Karen lost her mind. She called meetings, tried to rally the homeowners, and even sent letters threatening legal action. But the county deed was crystal clear, and I had every right to enforce it. Every threat she issued bounced right off me, and the neighbors began seeing her as overreaching and petty. A few even confessed later that they'd secretly enjoyed the change. Finally, they could fish on their own without dealing with Karen's constant interference, or at least knew I'd shut her down. To solidify my control, I stocked the lake with more fish and even hired a small contractor to install a floating dock, just for me. I can now fish in peace, enjoy the water, and control who accesses the lake. Karen tried sneaking in a few times, but the gate, cameras, and official no trespassing signs were enough to stop her dead in her tracks. Each time, I got alerts on my phone showing exactly where she tried to trespass. The best part? Karen's $500 fine now feels like a joke. She tried to intimidate me into following rules that didn't exist for my property. I didn't just ignore her. I legally purchased the lake and took total control, locking the HOA out entirely. Today, when I sit on the dock at sunrise with my fishing pole, I sip coffee in quiet satisfaction, knowing the only person who can fish here now is me. That $500 ticket, meant to scare me off, ended up costing Karen credibility, while I gained full control of my lake, complete peace, and the ultimate revenge. Every time she drives past, she sees signs she can't ignore and knows she has zero authority here.